Hello my friends, family, esteemed colleagues. I was asked my opinion about the Ionic detox foot baths and the foot pads, detox foot pads that people can wear overnight when they sleep. So I do not have much knowledge about the pads that stick to the feet overnight, with the exception that what I've heard, that when you put some water on them, they turn black. So what is coming out really, is anything coming out of the body, or it's basically just reacting to how much your feet sweat overnight? That's to be questioned, because I cannot see the principle of how the pads would work. Now, yeah, some people use clay as a detox, make a fast mix out of it, or bath. You know, you go in a mud baths, achieving a detox from this. Again, in this case, we know always that there is osmotic action. So the higher density liquid is going to be trying to suck in the lower density liquid until they equalize. So since mud is very thick, very dense environment, if you put it on your skin, which there is a contact, because whenever you put on a skin will start to penetrate, but then your lymph is much less dense. So unlike in water, where you have water penetrating, because again skin is a semi-permeable membrane, so since the liquid in a lympha is thicker, more viscous than water, it will be absorbing the water. Same, it will be absorbing seawater. It has a less mineral, but has many other things in it, which makes it more viscous. And it will be absorbing salt water as well. Clay, being now thicker, more dense than blood plasma, than lymph, it will go the other way, so it will be taken out. I can understand this type of a detox, and we have to always keep in mind that elements in the blood are positively charged, so you are going to be losing a lot of positively charged ions, and it is good to replenish them by drinking plasma, even before you go through such a treatment, and definitely after you finish with it. Now, with these foot pads, I have no clue what is in there, so I don't want to be guessing. But I have one-time experience with Ionic detox foot bath, where you have a small plastic vessel filled with water, then you put sea salt in it. Has to be sea salt, no other salt. And then there is Ionic generator put in there, and then you put your feet in, and your arm gets connected with another electrode. So when you put your feet into the water, now you are connected, because the electrical charge is going to go through your body, through your blood, connected with the seawater that your feet are dipped in, and you have a electric positive on one side and electric negative on the other side. Well, what runs through these wires is direct charge electricity. It's not alternate charge. So it is not going to cause any shock, any damage, though you may feel tingling sensation because electrical current will be flowing, but in one direction, and expelling the positive ions. So you have now the water in a foot bath serving as a magnet and pulling out stuff. At the same time, what I have heard, again, at that time I was not paying attention to this, that there is rusting going on because of electrolysis, and being it metal part in a water, that it will release brown color. But what I have seen by myself, that when somebody goes and has this bath done, already within few minutes, you can start seeing dark sludge building up. When my wife went, it took good 10 minutes before the color starts shifting, and at the end of half hour, there was way less color in there than the individual that was there before. Now, knowing that my wife is eating reasonably healthy, reasonably meaning that, you know, she cannot pass by bakery, French bakery on St. Martin. At that time we are living very often there on our boat, without grabbing a croissant. So she did take some carbohydrates, which also contained the wrong salt in them, and who knows what else. And her blood was more toxic. But still, the color was way lighter than the individual that was there before. And when I did it, well, it took 20 minutes before something started showing up. Very light. And after half hour, the color was just mildly rusty. So now, is this the rust from the device that's corroding, or is this coming out of my body? That's a question to be asked, but seeing the difference between someone, regular individual that eats the regular diet that we are offered, you know, cooked vegetables and a little bit meat, then my wife that basically eats much cleaner diet, and me at that time that was eating very clean diet, just animal based, just basically meat, and cleansing. It's not just I changed the food, but my wife and I, we were both cleansing. We were drinking plasma, and I was using Pulsar, and she was flaky with it. So I was forcing cellular detox, and obviously my body was cleaner. There is no denial that these ionic foot baths do detoxify, and they cannot be repeated too often because people start feeling woozy. Why? Because their electricity stops flowing well, because they suck out ions. So if you don't replenish them, you are going to feel this. You lose electroconductivity. You start losing water, which would not happen if you drink plasma before you go to this bath and you drink plasma after you come out, because you quickly replenish the lost ions. Since we are being told not to have salt, obviously this ionic bath will take out ions. Not only the bad ones, but also the good ones. And this will force your body to release liquids. So you are going to be dehydrated afterwards. And drinking water, again, is not going to help you. It will just make you sweat more and urinate, because your body will have to eliminate the water it cannot bond to mineral, and you are not going to have much results from it. But if you drink plasma afterwards, you recover pretty quickly, and you can have another bath much sooner, next day if you want, because you quickly recover lost ions. So if you have opportunity to use this ionic food bath detox, yeah, do it, but do it smartly. Drink plasma. And how good they really are, I don't know. I don't know if this taps into cellular detox. Is the electric current that is running through you, because it is actually running through you. You have to be connected with your arm and with your foot. So yeah, electrode. And we know that increased level of electrical current in the blood is going to go and hydrate the cell, which means cell will be open, and as it's hydrating, is detoxifying. So it's a whole circle. So is it doing this as well? I did not experiment with this machine. I didn't get it because I found it unimportant. Not that it would not benefit, because I noticed that there is more stuff coming out from the body by the color. Again, yes, the color could be manipulated by the rust being created from the metal electrodes in the unit that is in the water there, but why it is very light with me, and it took 20 minutes before any change started to occur. In my wife, in 10 minutes already started. And the lady that was there before us, which we monitored also, as soon as she put feet in, within a minute, no, 2-3 minutes, it started getting color and darker and darker. It was really like a mud bath when she went out from there. So there is definitely something going on with the cleansing of the body. Now, yeah, it's very hard to believe that this much toxic, colorful stuff comes out. What is this color from? I don't particularly know about it. I can just judge from my layman's observation what happened. And, if you have it, use it, but smartly. It makes people lightheaded if they repeat it too quickly, because it is going to take out ions that have to be replaced. The point why I did not get the machine, because they are not expensive, because my work is all focused on empowering ourselves to self-heal without usage of any electronics. Now, yes, I mentioned the pulsar from Dr. Beck, but also I tell people, if you are not in imminent danger. Don't use it. Do cleansing without. If you have some tumor that is fast growing, and you want quickly to be done with this cleansing stuff, well, you can speed it up by using the pulsar. But again, you are just speeding it up. The pulsar is not doing anything that your body will not do, but your body is controlled by systems of checks and balances. Okay, so it's monitoring the system, and if it feels that certain things are getting out of order, it will stop it. When you take electric charge from outside, it is not connected to the brain, so your brain cannot say, okay, I'm going to stop now this because I see that there is toxin coming back into the cell, which is not a good idea. So we do these things not really realizing how much good is behind it. Sometimes when you have a filthy floor and you don't have clean water, it is good to use even the murky water you have, because you will get some of the dirt out, which otherwise you can't. So this is the same way I look at a pulsar or any electronic equipment. If you have it, use it. If you don't, should you spend money for it? It all depends. Again, my work is all about not using anything from the outside, but focus on self-healing properties of the body, which are always there, always functioning. And why they don't show results? Because we are having a wrong idea implanted to us through science, like we should keep away from salt, and we should eat vegetables, and definitely cooked food, because God got a little careless. He created us to eat cooked food without giving us a source of fire to do this job. Now, if you think that God makes mistakes, huge mistakes like this, then continue cooking your food. If you think that there are no mistakes by God, then start eating like any other creature on this planet except man eats. Eat food the way you found it. This food have the proper vibration, proper frequency. How you know that this food has a proper frequency? Well, because that's how it smells, that's how it looks, that's how it tastes, that's how it feels when it's in raw, natural state. When you start heating it up, being it cooking, frying, doesn't matter. You heat it up, the properties of the food change. Doesn't matter if it's meat or vegetable or plant, the smell changes, the flavor changes, the texture changes. Well, if they changed, this means that the frequency has shifted. So it's not the same frequency, it's not the same thing, it's not the same food. And now you bring it into your body, it comes very close to your cells and their genetic material, and it is going to interfere with auric field. Electromagnetically, it interferes with the frequency. It's like when you heat up something, you are raising the frequency. If you take a string instrument, let's say guitar, and you touch, let's say, A chord, you have an 8 sound, and then you tighten the knob, and what happens with the A sound was, Depends how much you tighten it, you are actually stretching it, you are increasing the vibration. In a food, you increase vibration by heating it up. So, if you think of your body as a perfectly tuned orchestra, with violins and guitars and pianos and drums, and now you bring the same kind of instrument from the outside, but you over tighten the string, one or two or all, well, it's not going to sound the same in the body. It is going to be interfering. And the only thing that will prevent your cells to be swayed to alter their frequency is if you can stabilize the cellular frequency. So this cannot be done. We call it strengthen the immune system. So how do you do that? By raising the voltage. Okay, stronger voltage, the more stable the frequency, and it cannot be shifted. There is no other thing that is immune system than voltage. So, again, repeating the same, because maybe slowly it will start making sense. So if, you can go to a mud bath, or using those Ionic detox baths, yeah, use it, but smartly, and replenish lost ions. Have plasma afterwards. Plasma meaning, for those who are first time listening, it's water with sea salt or diluted seawater. Has all the ions that we find in our body, all the minerals, which are representation of crystals, which are representations of a quantum sacred geometry with correct vibration. Thank you for listening. Till next time. Love you all. Namaste.